Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of Applied Digital, ticker symbol APLD. And so the reason why I want to be going over this is because, number one, a subscriber requested that I do this, and because I found some interesting things. And so one thing that you can see in the chart is this blue shaded gap that I have shaded in blue. And so that initially formed following May 15th of 2023, when there was this gap up from a low of that day, or a high of that day, of $3.43.5. And then it gapped up to $4.35. And so over the course of the year following May 16th, the price has stayed above that level, $4.35, until just recently on November 13th, it broke below and it nearly filled that gap. And so that is what I find pretty interesting, that on November 13th, the low was $3.52. So now there's just a gap between $3.43.5 and $3.52. So it's a pretty small gap. But that made me think, maybe there's some significance in $3.52 or $3.50. And so I just drawn this line at $3.50. That goes back. You can see these peaks that attempted to break through it, but then failed. So it served as resistance there. Then moving along, there's some price action in that area. There was some that did serve as resistance in May of 2022, or you can see right here, there is, actually, I'm just going to zoom in. You could see that served as resistance there. Also, in late March, you can see that there was a close and an open at $3.50. You can also see it served as support here around January 2020. And going back, that point originates from October 19th, 2021, when there was a low of $3.50. So that is the first day that ever crossed over above $3.50. The closest prior to that was on October 13th, 2021, when there was a high of $3.45. And so when considering the current price of APLD, that makes me feel like, because this gap has not completely been filled, and because $3.50 does seem to have had some history with the stock price, I feel like even though the price has gone up to $4.36 as of the close on Tuesday, November 14th, I think it could still come back down to $3.50 to fill that gap down to $3.43.5, because there's a lot of history around that level with the stock. But, what I also find compelling is this blue line here that I have drawn at $2.51, or approximately $2.50, because if $3.50 is to serve as some sort of level of support, I see that in the history of the chart that has been above $3.50, or I guess specifically above $2.50 for this example, you can see that there's all of this space, there's all of this room between $2.50 and $3.50 that I think could serve as some weakness as far as a $3.50 level of support goes. But if it were to drop to $2.50, there is much more support there that you can see over time. So as far as, my thoughts go with the current price action, I think it's probably going to reside in this gap area for a little while until that's really filled, until that there has been some consolidation there. But I think that it might drop even further to $2.50, because that level really has served as, kind of like a longer term level of support. So those are my thoughts on APLD. If they were helpful for you, if you like this content, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments your thoughts below and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.